If my relationship with the universe is in good standing and my karma is aligned, this song is what TS13 will sound like. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Ali and today we are finally ranking The Life of a Showgirl.
It's probably the most important day of my life.
If you didn't know, I have ranked every single Taylor Swift song that exists except the vault tracks, but if everything goes according to plan, that video will come out around November of this year, so fingers crossed. But I do typically like to wait a few months just to let everything settle. Like, this is not a first reaction, first impressions ranking. I have really let the album sink in, it is lived in, and I will be ranking it amongst where I've placed the rest of Taylor's songs in her discography. I don't need to tell you guys this, but obviously rankings are subjective. This video is just my opinion, but thankfully, historically, my opinions do always tend to be right, so.
Honestly, you guys, I feel like I have the best taste in music. Like, I think it's very hard to beat me in taste in music.
My credentials are, I have been a fan since 2006. I have been willing to wear orange multiple times, which I would not do for just any artist. And 3, I have met the entire Glee cast, which you might think is unrelated, but there is actually nothing more Showgirl if you ask me. And I also just like to bring up Glee in every video. So we got that one nice and early. A few things I would love to hear from you guys in the comments are your top 3 songs, your bottom song, and if you would like to guess where you think I'm gonna place the songs before I share them, please have a go. Finally, before we get into my tiers, just a reminder to enter the Showgirl giveaway on this video if you haven't already. It is open fully worldwide and you can enter as many times as you want, so I'll leave that down below. If you like seeing tier rankings and would like for me to do more of these, give the video a like to let me know. It really helps so much. And also subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to have you here. On that note, let me get into my tiers. First up, as always, we have God tier. These are for the songs that I give 13 out of 10 stars. God herself loves these songs. They're immortal now, baby dolls.
I said, I want to make history. And that's what this is.
Then we have Twilight Baseball Scene. Songs that go here are as iconic, as integral, as important to the culture as this. By the way, if a song goes there, it's a big deal. The Twilight Baseball Scene means a lot to me, and I hope it does to you too. Then in the middle, we have Marvelous Tune. These are for songs that I enjoy. I don't love them, but I definitely don't hate them. They're just okay. Then we have I Forgot That You Existed. When these songs come on, it's always like a reminder, you know?
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Finally, we have Emily in Paris. I feel like that reference might be a little bit outdated now since I've been doing Taylor Swift tier rankings for like 6 years, but it also kind of still fits because this show was a massive smash hit, just personally not for me. So songs that go here, they're just not my taste. And also specific shout out to any of you that found me from my very first Taylor Swift ranking video. Thank you so much for sticking around. It is truly an honor to still be tier ranking for you. It is actually genuinely crazy thinking about how many albums Taylor has put out since then. And more than that, how many different genres she has conquered. I think we all know that is a huge part of the key to her success, the eternal pivoting. And while it's a shame that she has to do that as a female artist, boy is she good at it. Even imagine listening to the Tortured Poets Department and telling yourself that we were going to hear an album like this, you know, just over a year later. And I know a lot of people that love the Tortured Poets Department don't necessarily love this album, which is fair. Again, everyone can have their opinions even if they're wrong, but to follow up a double-length album that was full of so much mental anguish and pain and grief, it was just so heartwarming to hear such light and wild joy come out of Taylor's pen, you know, in this past year. She's very clearly in a much better headspace now, and these 12 songs are direct proof of that. And speaking of headspace, I would love to tell you guys about today's video sponsor, which is the app Headspace. You guys all know I've been quite open and honest about my journey with anxiety and mental health, so it just means the world that I get to share something like this with you all. Obviously, one of the things that is great for our mental health is meditation and mindfulness. I personally struggle to do just purely silent meditation, so it really helps having something to guide me through that process and give me helpful or calming words just to get me back into my body and help shift my mindset. Not only in those moments when my heart rate is super elevated and my body feels kind of outside of my own control, but also just to help reset and give me a new baseline of like inner peace and calm. They have so many different categories you can explore, like easing travel anxiety, new parenthood, stressful relationships, better sleep. There are even more advanced programs like CBT for anxiety and depression. Literally just 5 minutes of Headspace a day reduces stress, and 7 days of Headspace is proven to increase happiness. If we can all collectively replace some of the doom scrolling on our phone with just a few moments of meditation and mindfulness a day, 2026 will be a much healthier, happier year for all of us. Try Headspace completely free for 60 days using my link in the description box or scanning this QR code on screen. Please take up that incredible deal and treat yourself to a healthy healthier, happier 2026. I love you, Headspace, and let's get into it. Up first, we of course have The Fate of Ophelia. Shout out to this girl for being like #1 on the charts for about the past 5 million days. It is rare that I can hear a song this overplayed, or not overplayed, but played, period, and not get sick of it. She's doing something right. Unfortunately, the opening lyric of this song and of this album does join the ranks of imaginary men Taylor has never sung about, that in my brain they do exist. Some of you might be familiar with my old friend Eli, and unfortunately I hope this doesn't change how you sing the song. There is another man on this track that snuck his way in.
I heard you calling on the megaphone.
Something that my friend and I realized also is that on almost every track there is this very similar little drum beat. We've named it the Little Drummer Boy. He makes his first appearance here in the opening number. He just nailed that little drum solo, so keep your ears peeled for that on these other tracks. I do really love that she gives eldest daughter a shout out on this song.
The eldest daughter of a nobleman.
A noble man? I don't think so. And I'm sure some of you guys that are watching are fans of Shakespeare, so a really cool fun fact about this song is that Shakespeare heard this song and wrote the play Hamlet based on it. I can't wait to see what hate comments I get for saying that. I don't know about you guys, but my plans for 2026 are keep it 100 on the land, the sea, and the sky. That's DEI, baby. Now, I always do have a hard time placing singles, and especially lead singles. I just feel like they exist almost as a separate entity to the main album, and I can't like assess them fairly. But there is two things I'll say. Firstly is I have never skipped this song when it's come on. It's like not ever a bad time. However, I have also not gone to deliberately just put on this song. Being the huge, successful box office smash hit that this song is, you might think she needs to go on God tier. However, this baby is a marvelous tune, which makes sense because that is where her twin sister love story is as well. So, and that first song being in the middle kind of sets the bar. Next is Elizabeth Taylor.
Elizabeth Taylor.
Guys, I'm not gonna lie, this song, when I heard it for the first time, really scared me. I don't know if you could tell in my reaction, but hearing the name of the song sung at the very start kind of threw me for a loop. And at this point, I was just like, oh my God, this album is not what I expected. I think I was just still processing, and that was a bit of a jump scare.
How many people were scared? Me too. I was really scared.
I also think, unfortunately, and this is my own fault, I will claim that, my prediction for what I thought this song would be was way off, and I think I prefer what I predicted. Given that Elizabeth and Taylor's lives are so similar in so many ways when it comes to media scrutiny, I was kind of more expecting a commentary on that and sort of more of a either blank space or the lucky one Clara Bow type song. More of a reflection on, I guess, what it's like to be famous at that level and mistreated and just that experience, rather than it kind of being a love letter told through Elizabeth Taylor. I was gonna say maybe in the future I shouldn't do predictions videos, but it would still exist in my own head. I would still have predictions and thoughts, you know, when we see track titles ahead of time. So I don't know. However, what I do love is the drop. You just cannot deny that. And honestly, some of the lyrics are so good. Only as hot as your last hit, baby, is an all-timer. There definitely is some excellent fame commentary in there. When she says, do you think it's forever? That is me at the first sign of sickness. And I'm like, oh, I'm never gonna feel better again. This is it, isn't it? This is forever. I also especially like you look at me like you're hypnotized, because I love a reference to my girl, Raven Baxter. Yesterday, I was listening to this album on the treadmill and kind of seeing which songs were best to strut to, because let's be honest, I wasn't running. Let me tell you, this is a good one. It's like a good, healthy, slow, cunty. That is a traditional family value that I like to uphold. If I felt that cunty in my sneakers, I can only imagine how good it feels in heels. So someone go test that out for me. But for me, it's sneaker night. Interestingly, Elizabeth Taylor is also a marvelous tune. Also, fun fact, I'm pretty sure after my initial listening of the album, I'm pretty sure that was my bottom song. So everyone give her a round of applause for climbing the ranks. Next we have Opalite. When we heard the album for the first time, my kind of trepidation or fear or confusion from hearing those first two songs instantly melted away. This was the Max Martin excellence I had been hoping for. It's just sunshine in a song, which makes so much sense. What can I say other than I'm just so glad this song exists, especially this part.
Don't you sweat it, baby, it's alright. Sleepless in the onyx night.
Here's me gagging.
By the way, you guys were totally right in the comments of my deep dive. The song that it reminds me of is absolutely Twist and Shout by the Beatles. But I also hope that you learned from me about that part fitting to the Cup song. I was fooled. I really did think we would have a music video for this by now, but again, Slayphilia is holding it down and it blocked our potential Christmas song. That's fine, I guess. I did say in my deep dive that this song was partially inspired by the Twilight baseball scene because obviously they were dancing through the lightning strikes, and that is exactly where this song is going. Right on up there to Twilight baseball scene. God, I love this song. Next up we have Father Figure.
You'll be sleeping with the fishes before you know you're drowning.
I'm a bigger daddy than him. Although he's a real daddy, he's got kids and I don't. But daddy is a state of mind, you know what I'm saying? I'm your daddy.
I know a lot of people were shocked by the lyrics in this song, and I get it. I respect it. If you showed me Speak Now Taylor and said, she's gonna sing Turns Out My Dick's Bigger, I would have been surprised, sure. But if you showed me Debut Taylor...
Y'all, like he said, I am 16. Don't know if I'm allowed to be in here or not, but whatever. It's a song I wrote about ex-girlfriends who don't exactly know that they're ex-girlfriends.
Tonight I'm going out on a date with your best friend. He always liked me anyway. Talk about me and you in an empty room and who wins.
I would have thought, yeah, that makes sense.
You made a deal with this devil. Turns out my dick's bigger.
I don't know if anyone has made this edit yet or if I will have to do it myself, but the they'll know your name in the streets part is so incredibly P.T. Barnum, Philip Carlyle, The Other Side coded.
Right here, right now, I put the offer out. You run with me, and I can cut you free.
You remind me of a younger me. I saw potential. I showed you all the tricks of the trade. I was your father figure. We drank that brown liquor.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
And this is also the song that made me a MILF. Man, I love Father Figure. That bridge, that key change, the power that has.
The power that has, the intelligence that has, the international implications.
What can I say? I love this song so much, I made a whole damn video about it. Highly recommend that video if you haven't already seen it, especially if you think that song is about Olivia Rodrigo. Go and check that out. Obviously, she is going straight to God tier. Congratulations, our first God tier song. Maybe our last. We'll have to wait and see. Then we have Eldest Daughter.
Well...
I actually do like this song a lot more than other people, I think. I still don't love it. But one thing I'm grateful for is that I think I do understand this song more than maybe some people. Again, see the deep dive if you haven't already, but like I really understand the meaning of this song and I think it is really beautiful. I love the journey it takes us on. I love the kind of 3 different stories it weaves throughout. I love the callbacks and references to her previous work. However, that said, I also don't think I've specifically turned on Eldest Daughter. So I'm putting her in I Forgot That You Existed. But I will say those verses are so incredibly Taylor Swift and like tell such an important story. That bridge is so heavenly. It feels like old Taylor. I simply just ascend to the heavens when I hear that.
Shimmers that innocent light back, like when we were young.
However, it is still not my favorite of these songs, so I'm gonna put it in I Forgot That You Existed, and that's that. Then we have a little song called Ruin the Friendship. Absolute chills. You know those photos of Nicole Kidman after her divorce was finalized and you've just never seen a person look more like free or happy to be alive? That is how this song makes me feel. When I say this is a quintessential Taylor Swift TM song.
You drive 85.
I could just cry about how much I love this song, and in fact, I have. By the way, on this one, the little drummer boy has swapped his drum for a bass guitar, I think. That intro alone would save me from Vecna. I will just never forget hearing that intro and hearing the instruments on this song for the first time and knowing I am back in my happy place, back within the confines of my country storytelling queen. It's the exact same way I felt hearing But Daddy I Love Him for the first time. I'm like, that's my girl. Sometimes she morphs and changes and tries on different hats, and I do tend to love most of those hats, but boy do I feel like a nostalgic little bitch when when my country storytelling queen comes back out. And I know that if I have been a good girl in this life, if my relationship with the universe is in good standing and my karma is aligned, this song is what TS13 will sound like. It is just the perfect combination of Taylor Swift, Fleetwood Mac, and The Cause. And I would struggle to find a better combination than that. Also, these ums, listen to these ums.
It's wrong.
As the world's biggest Hey Stephen stan, you know I love that shit. And not only does it give Hey Stephen, it also kind of gives this excellence. I think the only part I don't love about the song, like love 110%, is the bridge kind of being one or two lines repeated. I get that it kind of represents the rumination, especially of a teenage brain where you are that young that everything's amplified and matters so much more. Like, I get it, I respect it, but kind of like I said with the chorus of Out of the Woods, I'm like, I like it, you're good, I'm waiting for you to be great. I could have used an expansion on that, a development on that. However, with that final verse, everything changed.
Abigail called me with the bad news. Goodbye.
Abigail mention, but at what cost? This part? The vocals, literally the most perfect song ever written. And just personally, I will never ever shut up about my idea that this is a follow-up to the song I'd Lie. Obviously, I think we all know it flows on from things like Forever Winter. Listen to I'd Lie and then listen to this.
And if you ask me if I love him, I'd lie.
If you ask me if I love him, I'd lie. My advice is always answer the question.
You drive. Don't think that passenger seat has ever looked this good to me.
I love I'd Lie so much that only enhances my obsession and love with this already perfect song that is very much God tier and is going at the front. Ruin the Friendship is a top 10 Taylor Swift song for me. That is just perfection. Next up we have Actually Romantic. It was just so nice of her to bless me with this absolute rock banger.
I think that I'm just a rock chick and I like to rock out.
I don't think we could have ever guessed from this title this would be like a response to someone bullying you. That it's her mind. It's so creative. And what a great way to flip a situation. If someone is like harassing you or speaking bad about you behind your back, to make it a joke that they're actually just obsessed with you is such a nice way to reframe it. And like, as someone that exists on the internet and therefore receives hate comments from people that don't know me, I think it's a really helpful reframing, you know? I wonder if Headspace has a meditation about this. Now, the irony of me putting Brat in my 2025 predictions video is not lost on me. I will claim that I manifested this. One thing I'm really grateful for is that she didn't try and make this sound like a Brat song, because obviously on Dear John, one of the best parts is that she perfectly mimics a John Mayer guitar riff. I do like the sound of his music. I do not really enjoy as much the Charlie XCX kind of vibe. So I am quite thankful that we didn't do that, because I'm still able to really, really enjoy this song. And honestly, I think we had kind of been needing a new clapback song. She was sad for way too long, and I'm glad she was able to get into like this headspace. Better Than Revenge is still a better song to me because it's way more scathing, way angrier. But Camille did kind of get caught in the crossfire there, and that wasn't really her fault. But this song definitely has elements that remind me of that, especially towards the end where she's kind of like ad-libbing on both and has these kind of sing-songy vocals. Also, the kind of like doo-wop sound, never could have seen that coming, and I love it. And something that I always think of when I hear the line, "You think I'm tacky, baby," is this TikTok.
You think I'm tacky, baby? Stop talking dirty to me.
That's a real Hall of Fame Showgirl TikTok for me. And like, personally, I'm just not really gonna say that we have to force girls to get along, because we don't say that about men. Unfortunately, great art has come from feuds.
Hey, what's up? It's Hannah Montana. What would you like to give? I'd like to give you singing lessons. Just heard your new single. Ouch. Has been, never was, bottle blonde, lip syncer, bra stuffer.
I just think this album, she's doing some of the most interesting stuff sonically and also vocally of her entire career. And I think some of it's going unnoticed. Give this song another listen.
Oh, 'cause it's actually sweet.
I mean, I've been needing rock vibes from Taylor since like high school. So obviously I was gonna enjoy this one. Actually Romantic is going in Twilight baseball scene. And then we have Wishlist. I know how I feel about this song purely based on how my mood shifts when we go from this into the next part. Banger. But then
There's very little actual flavor here. There's like no flavor. Nothing's actually happening.
The thing that this song reminds me of is The Good Life by Hannah Montana. Which, if you've seen my video ranking every single Hannah Montana song, you know that's not a favorite of mine. I mean, I guess it's also kind of the antithesis of Seven Rings.
Lashes and diamonds, ATM machines. Whoever said money can solve your problem must not have had enough money to solve it.
I think I just don't love the listing of monetary goods, you know? Let me be clear, I don't think this song has a bad message. I don't think this song makes her a trad wife. I'll probably really defend this song in my deep dive even though I don't like it, but the only thing I dislike more than this song is misinformation. To be fully serious with you guys, there is one part of this song that kind of makes me uncomfortable. It's because Taylor did not get permission to reference me. So when she said fat ass with a baby face, I just felt like there should have been some sort of channel of communication if she was gonna sing about me. Like, let me know ahead of time, but I am used to it now, so that's okay. And I will say, when she starts riffing, that does remind me so much of this. To be fair, I do also be dreaming about a driveway with a basketball hoop, but it's solely so that I would never have to parallel park. I feel like all the people that I've seen who rank this song first are like married with kids, like kind of living the life she's singing about wanting, and the people who don't aren't. But let me know if you are like married with kids and don't love this song, or are single and it's your number one. I would love to collect some data here. At the end of the day, if we are kind of listing stuff, a wish list, I'm just gonna go for Sharpay's version.
Where is my pink Prada tote? Bright lights and Balenci shades. I want it all. They want it all. Sydney!
So sadly, we do have our first Emily in Paris. That probably was not on her wish list. I'm sorry, our first flop.
That first flop. Yeah. How did it feel?
And now what I like to call the opposite of a flop is the song Wood.
It is brilliant American literature. And I don't care what anybody, it is. It should be taught in schools.
What I said before about my mood plummeting when the start of Wishlist comes on, this does the exact opposite. A girl who loves Motown. Obviously this song was always gonna be it for me, and like the fact that it's funny too, game over.
I think that's one of the greatest songs of our time. I just think that the way she sings that song, it just takes me to another place.
I'm going to say something controversial yet brave, and that is that if this song was released by someone else, a lot of people would like it more. It's just the fact that they don't like hearing it from Taylor. I've even specifically heard people say that because of her age, she shouldn't sing like this, and I'm just like, obviously ageism with women and pop stars is nothing new, but it's just like, again, a really boring, tired argument or point to me.
I'm 32. We're considered geriatric pop stars.
No, I don't think so.
They start trying to put us out to pasture at age 25. I'm just happy to be here.
I get very depressed about pop culture's obsession with youth culture, and we designate extremely young people to be the ones who have to tell us where culture is going.
She called out things that need to be called out.
If a song is fun, it's fun. I love it whether it's from Sabrina or Taylor, or I don't know, if anyone else wants to give it a crack, I'll listen to it. But yeah, there are two such important parts of this song, which again, I'll get into in the deep dive. But like, I don't know if you guys realize this is Opalite's sister song, and also ties back all the way to debut. So I have a lot to say. Anyway, the only reason I can subtract points here is because it doesn't have a bridge. And as someone that is famously a slut for a good bridge, that is a bit heartbreaking, but the vibes are just so good. Every time I hear this part, I think of these other YouTubers who I think love this song as much as I did. Honestly, if you want to go ahead and unsubscribe from me, go and follow them. I support it. They're amazing. If TS13 can't sound like Ruin the Friendship, I want it to sound like Wood. But I just know it won't, which is why I have to appreciate this song so much, because this is such a rare gem in her catalog. To have this deeply like 70s inspired beat, which, hello, Ruin the Friendship and Wood. Can you tell I love 70s music? And it's okay. I know this song isn't for everyone. I know not everyone can appreciate this.
Like, oh, let's make fun of the girl who took a risk and put herself out there creatively.
I know it's different, but I do feel sorry for the people that don't love this song. She took a chance, and personally, I'm so grateful. You know, the sheer unbridled wild joy this song gives me It's going straight to God tier. And then we have cancelled. So in my reaction, my brain associating Something Wicked This Way Comes with Harry Potter is really kind of giving Trisha Paytas.
You know why I vote for Joe Biden? He quoted Hamilton. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. He said that in his speech.
I don't know if I mentioned this in my reaction, but to me this song really sounds like Shoes from the 2000s.
Shoes.
I feel kind of similarly with this song as how I do about Wishlist, which is that I don't love it, but I will defend the meaning and message behind it because I understand it, and I think a lot of people don't. But I think I will say, as much as I love and respect and admire and agree with the messaging of the song, the word choice isn't my favorite. I don't know why. I think for me, the word cancel doesn't drive home the point strongly enough, because I think I was talking to my friend Nina about this, but it's basically the sister song to like The Man, Mad Woman, and Cassandra, just with a bit more bite. And I really appreciate that. I really like the messaging, but I do think the word cancelled is what kind of pulls me out of it, because I don't think it represents the situation that we're talking about in the best possible way. And I also just think it's a bit dated in the same way that like no one around to tweet it, shade where a tree has grown, like all that kind of stuff. That terminology is intentional in Eldest Daughter, but in songs like this, takes me out a little bit. But what I will say, what I don't personally love in the lyrics, boy does the music make up for it. Also, I don't know if you guys knew this, the guitarist on this song is Dewey Finn.
G. Good, stop.
That beat drop, excellent. I especially love the kind of ad-libs at the end where she just sounds more and more unhinged. It's theater, it's camp, and like a shattered glass is a lot more sharp. Again, put that in the Hall of Fame. I also love that the way she sings the S is almost snake-like.
They're the ones with matching scars.
And I wish she'd leaned into that more. But obviously the best thing about this song is that now when you search Taylor Swift cancelled, this song comes up instead of like any news article. She took a leaf from the book of Walt Disney Frozen. I've always said that I don't need to relate to a Taylor Swift song at all to appreciate it or enjoy it. But I do think there isn't really like a single part of this song that I connect with. Beyond obviously the messaging, which is around like women get cancelled by the public for being seemingly unlikable more than like men for doing actual shitty things. And like obviously, yeah, I agree and respect the hell out of that. Maybe just the scale that this is on, I haven't connected to yet, and like touch wood, I don't ever want to, but I'll be putting cancelled in I Forgot That You Existed. She's a good time when you want her. I just don't want her as much as these other songs. And then we have Honey, which is the most underrated song on the album, by the way. This makes me want to dance in a club, specifically in like 2002.
When anyone called me sweetheart, it was passive aggressive.
Fellow Aussies, can't you just hear this song on like a So Fresh Hits of Summer?
When anyone called me sweetheart.
Also, you probably noticed, but Little Drummer Boy was doing his cymbals at that point. I love the sass when she says back off.
And the bitch was telling me to back off.
It reminds me of Better Than Revenge again. Like I have said about many other songs so far now, it is like nothing else on this album, and I may never get anything like this from Taylor again, but I hope I do. It's also just so sweet that the Little Drummer Boy traded in his drums for, what is that, a flute? A clarinet? And I know people think that this album isn't like Showgirl themed enough, but just here on this song alone, she's talking about the horrors of Hollywood and veneers.
It was standing in the bathroom, white teeth.
Anyway, Honey is absolutely a marvelous tune, and I really hope the world stops sleeping on her. Finally, we have The Life of a Showgirl.
It's the titular role!
I just know, do you want to take a skate on the ice inside my veins? Was one of those lyrics that Taylor thought of and put in her little notes app and was like, oh yeah, I'll use that somewhere. And when we first heard that line before the album was out, I thought for sure it would be on Cancelled, but to hear Sabrina sing it just makes sense. Now, I remember seeing someone say that this sounds like a Hannah Montana song, and they meant that in a derogatory way, but quite simply, there is not a higher compliment I could give a song. Little Drummer Boy again.
Her name was Kitty.
I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram, but my Secret Santa got me a t-shirt that says I make my money being pretty and witty, because I kept saying Taylor needed to sell merch that says that. So shout out Brie, I know you're watching this. Thank you for the best gift.
I took her pearls of wisdom, hung them from my neck.
And sorry to mention them twice in one video, but that part to me is so Ryan and Sharpay. The implication of hearing Taylor Swift say, I'm immortal. Like I said, it all goes back to Twilight. Like I mentioned, I was listening to this album top to bottom on the treadmill yesterday, and when this part happened,
Thank you for the lovely bouquet.
I raised my fist in the air like Jesse from Pitch Perfect, which if you didn't know, then inspired Judd Nelson in The Breakfast Club to do the same, and he was referencing Pitch Perfect. You get it.
Talented, brilliant, incredible, amazing, show-stopping, spectacular, unafraid to reference or not reference.
If you couldn't tell, the outro on this song gives me full body chills and just completely reminds me of the end of High School Musical 3.
Thank you for an unforgettable night.
Which again, such high praise coming from me. And can I tell you something else that makes me cry? Obviously at the end, Taylor put in audio from the actual Eras tour. This is so silly. Taylor thanks Sabrina and then Sabrina calls back, right? But when Taylor thanks the band, they don't have microphones. One of them, I'm picturing Paul probably, plays guitar, and it's like his way of calling back and saying hello and like acknowledging. Oh my God. I hope you guys know what I mean, but it's... And they do that at concerts, obviously. They did that at the Eras tour. They do it at many, many shows when someone thanks their band. They don't have a way of saying like, thank you back, like we had the best time. They say goodbye with their instruments, and something about that, something about that just makes me sob. Oh, I love live music. Let's do this outro together. Such a perfect close to an album. My only complaint about this song is, where is the music video? Please. This is obviously going in Twilight baseball scene. It is so iconic and so important to me. Well, this is my ranking. It feels so weird just ranking 12 songs. Really, if Taylor was ever gonna do bonus tracks, this should have been the album to do it, because I just simply want so much more.
It's too short, babe. It's too short. My finger got numb because I kept hitting replay.
I'm pretty happy with this layout. It's quite funny how much this has changed since my initial ranking. But yeah, I'm curious to see if any of you guys did guess that this is where my placement would be. I'm curious to know how different it is from yours. Again, make sure you check out Headspace. Take advantage of that deal they have going on. My personal wish list is just for all of you to have overall improved mental wellness. So I'll leave that down below. Seriously, I love them so much, and I feel really honored to be able to work with them today. Please do me a favor, go and check them out. It will literally change your life. Thank you all so much for being here with me today. I know this is a highly contentious topic. I hope we can still be friends. Don't forget to give the video a like and subscribe down below if you haven't already. I cannot wait to chat to you all in the comments, and I will see you next time. Bye!
Is this what it feels like to grow up?